Missing in parliament were 16 BRS and 10 AAP MPs.
The youth of this country are not getting any jobs. You have the economy which is on its way down in every sector. And yet, this is not the reality that gets reflected in the speech.
The boycott was a clear insult to the president and the constitutional office she holds.
जो बहिष्कार किया ये बहुत दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है और हम इसकी भर्त्सना करते हैं पार्टी की ओर से और पूरे देश में संदेश जाना चाहिए कि ये लोग लोकतंत्र का सिर्फ स्वांग करते हैं लेकिन लोकतांत्रिक मर्यादाओं का तिरस्कार करते हैं.
And the Vadra Congress, which has a history of insulting the president, did so again.
सरकार की जो कथाकथित उपलब्धियां उनको पढ़ने की जगह अगर महामहिम राष्ट्रपति को ये इजाज़त दी जाए कि वो जो कहना चाहती हैं वो कह सके और जो धारा 74 है भारत के संविधान की वो राष्ट्रपति के बोलने की और एक्सप्रेशन की आज़ादी को ना प्रोस्क्राइब करे तो राष्ट्रपति अभिभाषण का कोई मतलब रहे.
Rashtrapati doesn't contest elections, but it looks like the BJP government is conducting its next election campaign through her. The entire speech was an election speech, trying to praise the government for everything it's done.
The highest constitutional office cannot be made a target for cheap politics. Let's debate.
Why target President Draupadi Murmu? Why target the entire tribal community of the country? Why do that? This is the first woman president from a tribal community to address the parliament. There was a symbolism to this, and I think it is extremely inappropriate that the women of the country, that the tribal population of the country has been targeted and insulted in this way. Mr. Bachu Srinivas is very wrong. It's extremely wrong, and Kamru Chaudhary, your party should be ashamed of what it has done today, because the more you target Draupadi Murmu, the more you expose yourself.
Hello.
The president.
Hello.
Can't hear you, Kamru.
Objection to the opening statement.
Inaugural address.
Are you getting my voice?
I'm getting your voice.
Hello.
All speaking together. What objection do you have to my opening statement, Piyush?
Well, I have an objection because it was the boycott of the presidential address to the parliament. Okay, it was not it was not a boycott of the office of the president or the institution of the president.
No, it was.
There is a difference.
No,
there is a difference.
No, there's no difference.
How can you say it was? Just you saying this, it does not become the boycott of the office of the president. The address to the parliament is prepared by the union cabinet.
Yeah.
Okay, and it is not prepared by the president's personal staff or the president or the house of the president or the personal staffing of the president. So it was the boycott, or it was the boycott of the address of the union cabinet. And not of the president.
No,
So
I
please
think
do not
I
make
think
it
you
a
I
tribal
think
versus
you're wrong.
non-tribal
I
issue.
think you're wrong. It was the President of India, Draupadi Murmu, who was making her address to the joint session for the first time after assuming the position. And Sohail wants to respond to you. She's the first woman president from a tribal community. There was a symbolism to it, which I'm not going to undermine right now. Sohail.
So, Mr. Chaudhary says that, oh, but the union cabinet wrote the speech, blah, blah, blah. That's irrelevant. Look at the comments that were made by people who were emerging from Parliament House. They were mocking the president and they were mocking what she said, A, B.
That's right.
When you walk out and when you boycott someone who occupies the highest office of the land, you are not only insulting the person. That could be condoned because you have your right to insult people, and you've done that with aplomb. But what you're doing is you're insulting the highest constitutional office of the country. My objection is to that. My objection is, how many times will you people keep insulting that high office which you don't belong to, which you used to, kind of hand out. And today, this level of pettiness has come to the fore. India will not shine in its opposition ranks or government ranks if we continue to denigrate constitutional offices. You people take pot shots at the military, you take pot shots at the services, you take pot shots at the Prime Minister. Now you also take pot shots at the President's office. Did I interrupt you? Did I interrupt you? Did I interrupt you?
Continue, Sohail, continue.
Let me finish.
Continue, brave on.
Interrupt you. My limited point is, I really don't care if the BJP abuses the Congress or the Congress abuses the BJP.
You have got
Tell that person who's stressed with his phone to keep quiet. I mean, he's got more telecom stress than a radiation tower. So let me finish. I really don't care whether you abuse each other, and you're entitled to. I actually don't care.
Get him back, Bachu. Bachu Srinivas, come on, be in front of the camera.
When you walk out on the president standing there reading a speech, that is petty.
No, I think it crossed the limit today. Let's give Bachu.
But lacks decency. That's what you become.
Absolute lack of decency. Now,
indecent and unethical.
It's wrong. It's so wrong. Bachu Srinivas, are you there? Because you just keep moving the camera every time. Can you hear me now? Was it the mission of the BRS to insult the first tribal woman president? If so, why?
No, we honor the President of India, and you cannot. I request you cannot speak about the community of the President all the time. Here, nobody is not insulting the President of India. It is only the presidential speech of the Union Council of Ministers. It is the budget speech. It is not the speech of President of India. We did not went to the presidential office. We are nowhere concerned to the presidential speech. We are concerned to the Prime Minister. We are concerned to the Council of Ministers.
Let him complete.
We are concerned to the role of governors in the states of different regional parties,
Mr. Srinivas,
where non-BJP government is going.
Mr.
The
Srinivas,
action which is going by the central government
Mr. Srinivas,
in all the regional... Yeah,
Mr. Srinivas, oh my God. Do you have a problem with women in... Does your party have a problem with women in constitutional posts?
You are mistaken. You are taking
because let me tell you why.
You are mistaken.
You can say I'm mistaken, but let me complete my question. I'm the most mistaken person on the planet, but still let me answer the question.
We honor the woman president.
Yeah.
We honor the woman president.
Because you have been repeatedly insulting Telangana Governor Tamilisai Soundarajan by not following protocol. You have made derogatory comments on her. You have now started insulting the president by skipping her address. So, Sanju, my question is, does the BRS have a problem with women in high constitutional posts?
No, I object this word. Sorry.
I am not going to be heckled by this man. I never heckled him. I hope he extends the courtesy, please. Thank you. Please hold your horses. Thank you so much. Yeah. I just want to say a couple of things. I think Sohail made some very pertinent points. And I think this is not about the BJP or Congress abusing each other. The president is the first citizen of the country. She has tremendous executive, legislative, discretionary powers, right from Article 51 to Article 62 of the Constitution. When you undermine the office of the president, you are actually, in this case, undermining Draupadi Murmu, the first president born after independence, the first president from a remote district in Odisha called Mayurbhanj, the first Adivasi president, the first president, from the eastern region of the country, and the first president who belongs to the Santhal tribe, which is a very small community in a country of 140 crore Indians. Can you imagine there are only 1 crore Santhalis? And if you chose today, when she was making her first maiden address to the joint session of the parliament, all I can say is you couldn't have chosen a more unfortunate moment.
Correct, man.
Now, point number two. It is a tradition, it is a democratic convention, and it is a procedure that any president, it's not limited to Draupadi Murmu alone. Please go educate yourself, read a bit of the constitution, since I don't think you have basic understanding of civics. Any president will lay down and elaborate upon the achievements of the government of the day. So if Draupadi Murmu was laying down the achievements of the current dispensation, the Modi government in this case, pray tell me how different is that from past conventions? How different is that from what Gyani Zail Singh did, what Neelam Sanjeeva Reddy did, what Rajendra Prasad did? You know, why is it that in your hate for Modi, you start undermining democratic institutions and then you have the audacity to say that this government does not want to discuss unemployment, it does not want to discuss inflation, it does not want to discuss price
No, but this is my point. 1 minute. Now, Sanju, which is 1 minute. Sanju, which is my point. Which is my point. 1 minute, Sanju, please let others come in. Which is my point. You see, Mr. Srinivas, don't keep moving the camera about because, you know, I won't be able to speak to you properly then. You see, Mr. Srinivas, the president's speech highlights the government's policy priorities. The president's speech is not a school debate. The president is supposed to highlight the priorities and policies of the government. How can you call this an election speech? I'll quote Pratibha Patil. Pratibha Patil said, and I quote, 25th February 2008, "My government has created the necessary architecture of inclusive growth. Under my government, several programs have been launched. My government has launched Bharat Nirman. My government has launched National Rural Employment Guarantee Act." Was she saying this? Did she get a written script from Sonia Gandhi to say this? She was doing her job. You can't say, was she acting as a government mouthpiece? No.
Oh yes.
Was Pratibha Patil acting as a government mouthpiece?
The government.
Arnab,
President reads the script given by the union government. It is not
we believe the same. Murmuji is the same today. Yes, she is going to talk her government, and we believe that what the Pratibha Patil is said, the same is going to be said by the Murmuji. Nothing is wrong in that.
So then, what's your problem? What are you boycotting? I'm not. You're unclear.
I think why are you giving so much of an importance to a party which has decided to abstain the presidential address? I seriously don't know why are you giving so much of an importance to them. They don't want to celebrate
I'll tell you why.
Day in India.
You are not respecting. You are not respecting the presidential speech.
On the parliament,
we respect the presidential speech. It is the government speech.
The president addresses the parliament, and we still wanted to hear their voice. I don't know, Arnab, what happens to
we boycotted. It is very clear. It is the speech of the government. The government is no way favor to all the regional parties. The government is not favor.
No, I want to respond to PKD. Just 1 minute. I want to respond to PKD. PKD, I feel your question is correct. Why are we giving importance to the boycott of the president's address? Because you may not be aware, but there has become a pattern to boycott President Murmu's events. And it is high time we speak up. You know,
not only that, insulting her.
It's a direct insult to President Murmu. I'm not talking of the office only.
The president as a woman. Demeaning one after another.
PKD.
There are one number of one after another. You remember what Mr. Chaudhary, the Congress, the leader in the Lok Sabha said about her when she was the candidate itself. So I think there is a faction that they wanted to disrespect not only just the president as the womanhood of our president.
We are not happy with the national government, the policy of the national government.
So who said you wanted to be happy? Who are you to be happy or unhappy? The people of India elect the government. Narendra Modi is not selected KCR or a KTR. It is not your family party here. Narendra Modi's party. Narendra Modi is not selected from your...
One versus one, please.
Come on. You know your limit. You don't want it to... You don't want it to...
Just 1 minute.
We are the representation of 4.5.
I need to, Mr. Bachu, please. You see, okay, so here's a question, please. If you can, Mr. Bachu, give me a moment. October 2022, PKD, Piyush, get Piyush on the right. President Draupadi Murmu goes on a maiden visit to Chandigarh. protocol is for the Chief Minister to be present.
Absolutely.
Bhagwant Mann boycotts the reception for the President of India. Can you believe it, Piyush? He boycotts the reception for President Draupadi Murmu during her maiden visit to Chandigarh. He boycotts. This man who we don't know anything about, Bhagwant Mann, has boycotted the reception of the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces. And I'm saying that's not acceptable.
No, I am not aware of such.
No, I'm aware, and I'm telling you. So you don't have no. So you understand the context now.
Did he call for a boycott, or he was not in Chandigarh?
Well, I mean that not going is a boycott. No, what is it?
There is a difference. No, there is a difference. If he is not available in the state, if he is out on some official visit or on some political visit, that doesn't mean.
No, he sent a representative. This is no. This is a pattern. I'm sorry. He sent a representative, which means obviously the Aam Aadmi Party has given instructions.
It's obviously not a boycott.
No. Obviously, what do you mean it's not a boycott? The governor took exception to it.
Representative, right? He was not available, so he sent his representative. So how can this be a boycott?
Is this okay? What do you think? Is this okay? Is this okay, or is this going? Is this getting petty? What do you think, viewers? Yes, PK.
No. I want to say there is a fashion. There is a fashion now exists in this country by the opposition parties. Maybe sometimes an AAP, Aam Aadmi Party, or a BRS, or they only have one agenda that is nothing to do with the politics of India, but a hatred towards Narendra Modi and the people whom, are elected or by representing the BJP. There is nothing else. It's like more of like they are wearing a glass which they can only see through the hatred. There is no other way. You cannot give any kind of a justification. My dear friend, today you cannot give a justification. Justification
boycott and disruption is a form of democracy. PKD, who said it? Arun Jaitley ji said it.
Disruption is become a norm. Discretion is something which they don't want it to. They don't want it to.
Disruption is a form of strengthening the democracy. Who said it? Arun Jaitley ji, 2011.
What is the issue for a BRS to even celebrate the Republic Day? Why don't you answer me that? What is the issue?
Sushma Swaraj said it. That disruption is a form of democracy. Arun Jaitley ji endorsed it. He has said it more than once.
Is Punjab is a separate country, or is it a part of the country? The president of India is not the highest position of India.
The government is not listening to us.
Okay, I think I can only say here, PKD, listen, I wish to come in now. And we are talking about the President of India, President Draupadi Murmu. And I just want to, as we run her pictures today, I want to say a couple of things, please, if I may. Please, if I may, full frame as we speak on President Draupadi Murmu. President Draupadi Murmu, PKD, please. President Draupadi Murmu has had to endure a phenomenal amount of personal attacks in the last few months. And I feel, Sohail, that she has done nothing to deserve it. She has been a picture of composure and dignity. Some people have tried to caricature her. Some people have targeted her for her humble origins. Some people have questioned why she should be the President of India. Some people have targeted it for just being the President of India, for having risen to that position. And it has been perennial. It has just not stopped. It's been going on. And I look at her carrying out her duties with the most calm and dignity and effectively. And Rashtrapati Bhavan has been an extremely hardworking institution. It's no longer just ceremonial. She has done a phenomenal amount of work. She carries a very, very punishing work schedule. And I think this is disgraceful. Disgraceful that she should be targeted in this way. And Sohail, I'm saying we have to all do something to stop it. You cannot keep saying, no, it's okay. If you're President of India, you'll be attacked. You're a mouthpiece of the government, so on and so forth. You have to rise above the politics, for Christ's sake. Sohail.
I will say this as a citizen of India. Mrs. Draupadi Murmu ji is a fantastic president who we should be grateful to. Now, 1 minute. Did I interrupt you? Let me finish. He asked me the question.
Sure.
Number 2, she has gone through a colossal amount of personal tragedy and grief. and has still served the people with courage, conviction, and compassion. You know, I've met Mrs. Murmu only twice in my life as a normal citizen. And what impressed me the most was her rigor, her vigor towards work, and her ear for everyone, regardless of who they were and what, stream of power they came from. These are people we should celebrate. It is this diversity of India that needs celebration.
And
it is people. I don't need your validation. Again, I told you, let me finish. Then you interrupt. What we do need, Arnab, is a certain amount of grace in our politics. We need these louts to understand. We need these louts to understand that interrupting Parliament is not the way forward. To be graceful is the way forward.
Office of President, which is
this person, who is this chap? Interrupting. I mean, you can't have a debate like this. You can't have a debate this way, because if this is the form of grace these people exhibit on a debate, I'm not surprised the way they behave in Parliament.
Sir, it is not you are taking it on the wrong side. It is not the office of the president and the president's personality.
I will end by just saying one thing. Show grace.
Absolutely.
He is the president of India. You want to play petty politics? Go into a gutter and play.
As a lot of strong sentiments are expressed by many viewers of Republic, who are all supporting Draupadi Murmu, and you can see. Let's run today's pictures. We speak over them. Piyush, can you not speak over me? Piyush, thank you so much.
Piyush is doing a commentary today.
Yeah, he's doing a live comment. You don't need to do it, Piyush.
A live commentary, not a debate. Come on.
Yeah, I'm just saying today.
Because you are addressing the wrong points, brother.
No,
That's
I'm
why
not.
the live commentary is required.
What is the wrong points here? I mean, today the president of India was addressing the joint
government is not the same as president
session, and you are supporting the people who have boycotted that. What are you talking about? And you are just telling us and preaching to the world that you have done some mahan kaam kar diya hai kya? Is it a freedom fight you have done? Come on. You don't even. The problem is that the mindset of the opposition today has diminished the quality of the democracy of
which is the least functioning session in the history of Indian
Parliament. The place where you are supposed to discuss, debate, and legislate laws. When you don't want to become a part of that Parliament, and you are teaching all of us, giving a live commentary. What are you telling?
PKD, I wish to make another statement, please, and I want to bring in Sanju, and then I'll go to the others. I'll come to Anirban after Sanju. I want to tell you, viewers, that they have constantly been attacking Draupadi Murmu since she became the president, and I felt really angry when Nitish Kumar actually skipped her swearing-in ceremony. And I told myself, what on earth is going on? How can Nitish Kumar skip the swearing-in ceremony of President Murmu? How can Bhagwant Mann boycott a reception when the Supreme Commander of Armed Forces in Chandigarh? How could Udit Raj say the kind of things about her that he said? How could a Congress call her as someone who represents an evil philosophy? How did the Congress party call her Rashtrapatni? How did the Puducherry Congress call her a dummy? How did Tejasvi Yadav call her a statue? I feel there's an enormous amount, Sanju, of sexism. I'm compelled to say there's an enormous amount of sexism in these attacks.
Racism. Add one more word. Racism.
May I please? It's my turn. May I please? Thank you. Arnab, I think you raised a very pertinent point. Be it, Tejasvi Yadav, who called her a dummy and a puppet, or for that matter, Udit Raj, who's been taking pot shots at her, or, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary of the Congress, who called her Rashtrapatni. I also remember in September 2022, barely a few months back, senior Trinamool Congress leader Akhil Giri, I hate to repeat that shameful remark, but I have to do it for the benefit of your audience, to expose the misogynistic mindset of some of our so-called leaders. Akhil Giri of the Trinamool Congress said, "We do not comment on people's looks, but have you seen how President Murmu looks? Have you seen her color?" And then he broke out into a sinister laughter, which I think is so shameful. It is so shameful, and nobody from the opposition, the same Rahul Gandhi, who a couple of years back When Arnab was on
Shame on the Vadra
kept
Congress.
repeating
Shame on those leaders.
women empowerment, women empowerment. None of them castigated Akhil Giri's misogynistic comment. And I will end by saying this. Please, I did not heckle you. Okay, fine. You speak because you seem to have a lot of interesting comments to make.
BJP is not in
Arnab,
a
can you please
position
ask
to
this guy
teach
to hold his
us how
horses?
to respect women. Sorry,
He only adds to the nuisance value of the
people
debate.
release gang rapists. You people have released gang
This
rapists.
time
You
we
people
are
have
discussing
garlanded
Draupadi
them
Murmu.
and applauded them
Can
as
you
heroes.
on national
Please do
channel
not teach us
condemn
respect for
Akhil
women.
Giri's
Sorry,
statement?
irony is going to
Akhil
die
Giri
another
of
death
TMC
tonight.
commented on President Murmu's appearance,
women's
and I think it
respect.
does not get
Please
any
don't.
more misogynistic and sexist than that. You are undermining the supreme commander of the armed forces. You are undermining the tribal woman. You are undermining the first Adivasi president of the country. And on top of that, instead of apologizing, you're sitting here and giving a bhashan to the BJP.
President's speech
Thodi sharam kar lo.
criticized. It's the president's speech that has been criticized. And
Thodi
you ask
sharam
for
karo.
shame? You should be ashamed. You are the
Oh,
party
really?
who garlanded gang
Yes,
rapists.
yes.
You people
Really?
garlanded
Your
gang
Trinamool
rapists. You
Congress
teach us shame?
leader Mamata
You teach us
Banerjee
respect for
called
women?
the Hansa Khali gang rape
Look
victim
into your
as
own
somebody
party.
who perhaps
There are
was
rapists
pregnant
roaming
and
around.
hence
There are
concocted the
rapists
rape
roaming around
story.
in your party.
Do you remember
You
what
garlanded
Trinamool
them.
Congress leader
You
Mamata
garlanded them,
Banerjee
made
said
them into
after the
heroes.
horrific Hansa Khali gang rape? She said maybe the girl was
You
pregnant and
don't
she
even
just
know
made
the
up
name
this
of the
entire
place.
story of a gang
The
rape.
accused has been
So please don't sit here and give me a
they have
lecture
been put on
on
trial.
how empowered your Trinamool Congress leaders are.
You have put gang rapists on a pedestal.
Oh,
Who are you
really?
comparing yourself
Really?
with? The
Will you
BJP
speak up for the
has
Hansa Khali
released
gang rape
mass
victim?
murderers.
I challenge
You
you,
have
will you
released
speak up
mass
for the
murderers
Hansa
from
Khali
the
gang
prison.
rape
You have
victim?
garlanded them.
One of the
Who are you
rapists
summoning?
was
Who
a
are you preaching
Trinamool
about?
Congress MLA's son.
Nobody needs
One of the rapists of the Hansa Khali gang rape incident was a Trinamool Congress MLA's son. So stop sitting here and giving me a bhashan on women empowerment.
Can I only appeal for some kind of a consensus today that you know, President Draupadi Murmu deserves our respect. And I think your party particularly, you see the problem with the Congress, Vadra Congress, is that unless you are born with a golden spoon, platinum spoon in your mouth like the Vadra family is, you think that everybody else is beneath you. You don't respect people who have come up the hard way. You don't understand the soul and the spirit of this country. Your head is up in the clouds and your nose is up in the air like an anti-aircraft gun. You know, and I think Kamru, just pipe down a little bit.
Despite 4,000 kilometers of walk.
Yeah, just pipe down a little.
Cover India.
And I'm telling you, don't you dare insult President Draupadi Murmu anymore. And if you want to apologize on national television for what you've already done, you can do so.
That does not mean that the presidential speech cannot be criticized, or not.
Arnab, thank you for giving me the time. I hope the ecosystem comes out of the echo chamber and listens to me at least. Okay, please shut up now and listen. Now listen. First and foremost, you know how the ecosystem.
No, one second. Who did you ask to shut up? Who did you ask to shut up? No, you don't get away with that on Republic.
Somebody from the echo chamber.
Echo chamber?
Arnab,
no. 1 minute. Don't try. No. You don't get away with a somebody. That somebody should get a chance to hit back at you. Sohail, he just asked somebody to shut up. When I said, who did you ask to shut up, he started to run away. Don't run away.
No, he didn't ask me because I didn't interrupt
you
him.
Didn't. Okay.
What he means is,
who was he asking? Who were you asking to shut up?
Ecosystem, not an echo chamber of an ecosystem. I just want to correct him. What he actually meant was an echo chamber in an ecosystem. Not an echo chamber in an ecosystem.
Okay, Kamru.
Come out from the echo chamber.
Why are you asking
questioning when the Hindenburg report comes out?
Echo chamber.
Questioning Adani is questioning India.
Questioning
Narendra Modi is questioning India. Now questioning
this Kamru Zaman Chaudhary is not even an official spokesperson of the Congress.
What
he just comes on every debate
You
starts
can't understand
yapping.
the basic logic of the echo
Will
chamber.
you condemn
That any policy, any statement that is being questioned is not questioning the...
You are a bigot. You are a bigot. That is all that is there to you.
Okay, fine. Let it be one-on-one, Sanju Verma. Sanju Verma, one thing. As you asked for, okay, fine. Sanju Verma, on behalf of Adil Ranjan Chaudhary, I will reply. But will you reply on Narendra Modi 50 crore girlfriend remark?
Sanju!
50 crore girlfriend.
I challenge you to condemn Rahul Gandhi.
No.
Who has never upheld the democratic ethos of this country.
I will apologize.
So he talks about Mohabbat ki dukaan.
He has done that. It was a slip of the tongue. But 50 crore girlfriend was an intended one against a lady. 50 crore girlfriend.
But when the BJP
don't you understand?
You are hammering
Sanju.
with the BJP leaders. You put us in the dock.
Chaudhary, do you need me to remind you?
Well,
Do you want me to remind you what a 50 crore girlfriend?
Now my question,
constitutional office of the country.
Yeah, my point here is, ladies and gentlemen, I've received some breaking news that is coming in. I need to go to it, but I want to tell you here that you can have a call on it. Who do the people of the country support? People like Priyanka Vadra, Robert Vadra, or people like Draupadi Murmu? The people have decided. You want to vote on that? We'll have a vote on that also. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you at that point, and some of you will see tomorrow morning on our budget coverage. We've just received the disturbing news, breaking news story. The pictures are just coming in on our news feed, into our newsroom, that 14 people, including 10 women, 3 children, and 1 man, have died in a massive fire that has broken out in an apartment in Dhanbad. It has happened in a multi-story building. Can I have the pictures on the screen, please? Just pulling it out, ladies and gentlemen, pulling it out, the pictures come. This is a major fire being reported here in a multi-story building in Jharkhand's Dhanbad. Initially, we got reports, PTI reporting 8 people charred to death. Now we are hearing 14 people. Rescue operations still underway. The Deputy Commissioner of Dhanbad is issuing these latest statements. The death toll is at 14. And viewers, we're trying to get our reporters on the ground on the story. It's going to take us some time. Massive fire reported residential complex in Dhanbad. Those are the pictures that just came into our newsroom. We'll follow that. We are going to be following that extremely closely. And we'll move on from that for a moment. Those are just the pictures coming in. A lot of evacuations going on from the building right now, and we'll track that. Ladies and gentlemen, finally a BJP MLA in Karnataka has released an audio tape. Now he says that the voice on the tape is that of Karnataka Congress chief being projected as chief ministerial aspirant in the next Karnataka elections, DK Shivakumar, showing off his massive wealth. This audio tape has created a huge storm in poll-bound Karnataka. Let's debate.
Hear this 19-second audio tape.